Hello and welcome to the video series where we take a closer look at the Agile Manifesto for software development. In this video series we have been taking a look at the 4 value statements of Agile Manifesto, and today we will take a closer look at the 12 Agile Principles. I have numbered these principles from 1 to 12, but they are actually not prioritized in any way. I have only used the numbering for easier reference. If you haven't watched the earlier video about 4 value statements of Agile Manifesto, you will find the link in the video's description below. You can find the 12 Agile Principles in the agilemanifesto.org. Just click the link and you will see them. So why is it important to discuss about these 12 Agile Principles? Well, you should study the Agile Principles because you have then the profound understanding about how Agile organizations should really work. If you just vaguely understand an Agile framework like Scrum, then you'll stay in that framework and don't do any changes to it, even though it might be beneficial for your context and your current situation. They are not tied to any particular Agile framework, but they share more as a guideline. Another reason to revisit the 12 Agile Principles is to evaluate if they are still valid and actionable, since it has been already 24 years when they were crafted. I'm Hannu, Product Team Coach. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, this is enough for introduction. Let's deep dive into these 12 Agile Principles.
Principle 1. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software.
Okay, it seems that I was already wrong when I stated earlier that these principles don't have priorities. The first principle talks about customer satisfaction and makes it clear that it is the highest priority for any Agile team and organization. We should be delivering software early for customers in order to find out that we do the right things for the right customer. Even though we are not fully finished, we should deliver the software in order to build trust with customers. And trust is earned by delivering software frequently. The manifesto was created in 2001, and back then DevOps tools were not at the level that they are today. Delivering software was quite hard and mainly manual labor at that time. Well, you can always argue what the valuable software really means, because people have different perceptions about the software value. It is important to agree with the customer how software delivery will work during your project. But not all customers can see the benefit of working this manner, delivering software frequently. We should try to convince them that frequent feedback on the development of the product will lead to better outcomes in the end.
Principle 2. Welcome changing requirements, even late in development. Agile processes harness change for the customer's competitive advantage.
It's the way of life that changing requirements can happen anytime during software development. Because human brain craves for predictability, this can be hard to tolerate for some people. Especially if you have a contract in place, the linear fashion of working smoothly is largely expected. We know change is constant, but we need a direction where to go and what we want to achieve. To my experience, it is quite rare that we have to do a total change of direction during product development. Usually what happens are minor but frequent adjustments. Back in 2001, it was quite hard to find software projects that didn't have any problems. Customers were not happy with the products, and it was difficult to change during development time because of contracts, and large delays may have caused a lot of monetary problems to vendors. Also, changes to software were more difficult to do due to rigid processes that were usual at that time. But today, this principle is much better understood, and we have the tools and capabilities to make changes faster.
Principle 3. Deliver working software frequently, from couple of weeks to a couple of months, with a preference to the shorter timescale.
25 years ago, the software industry didn't really have continuous delivery and integration practices or tools available. Fast and frequent delivery cycles were much harder back then because software integration and delivery was more or less manual. The rise of DevOps practices back in 2000s and 2010s are the main contributor why we can nowadays deliver much faster and more frequently software to customers. Naturally, software delivery cycles are dependent on your context and environment and customer needs, especially in the B2B environments. So, technical speed of delivery is nowadays not a problem anymore, but we still have to be mindful of what we release and when. We still prefer to deliver software products that are well tested so that customers can find the value of the product and study and give feedback about what has been already achieved. This principle is heavily about the importance of high quality feedback from customers so that we can stay customer-centric and adapt to changes.
Principle 4. Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project.
Have you been in a situation where business needed to commit to customer requirements and ambitious delivery dates in order to win that customer? And when development heard about what was promised, they said that it cannot be done in that time scale. I have been there in those situations, and I still remember the long and difficult meetings where we tried to find out a good way to compromise on the situation. We just had to keep our promise to customers no matter what. In many cases we couldn't deliver. Projects were late, scope was squashed, there were quality problems, and we ended up with unsatisfied customers. Although it may have seemed to deliver on time, not everything was taken into account and there were practically no room for surprises. It is so important that business and development understand each other beneath the surface and don't make promises that we cannot actually keep to customers. Working together to solve customer needs and problems is the way to business success as well.
Principle 5. Build projects around motivated individuals. Give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done.
This principle remains highly relevant today with the rise of remote teams and distributed teams, perhaps even more so. Motivated teams and individuals are still the cornerstone of successful products today, but the environment and support has evolved significantly. Today, environment and support does not only contain tools, but things like psychological safety, clear objectives, and direction have become even more relevant. The trust aspect has become even more crucial because of remote teams, cross-functional teams, cross-cultural teams work together. Micromanaging a team might be even more damaging than earlier. This principle emphasizes creating an environment where everyone can work safely and productively. People should do their best work whether it is at the office, remotely at home, or in a hybrid setting. It's about enabling rather than controlling.
Principle 6. The most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation.
This principle has maybe seen the biggest challenge in recent years. While face-to-face is still powerful, the COVID-19 pandemic has redefined what face-to-face and good communication between team members truly mean. Video calls, virtual whiteboards, and remote communication tools have become our new face-to-face. The spirit of this principle, meaning rich, asynchronous or even synchronous communication, still remains valid. The key is in maintaining human connection and feedback regardless of the medium that we are using.
Principle 7, working software is the primary measure of progress.
This principle has stood the test of time exceptionally well. It reminds us to focus on what matters. Software that works and delivers value. It is so easy to get caught up in story points, velocity and burn-down charts, but none of these really matter if we cannot really deliver working software. This principle keeps us grounded in reality and focused on the things that really matter. If you rely on only measuring metrics like velocity and team outputs, you are clearly missing the point. You can be easily misled about the real customer value you really provide. You must also keep eye on the bug count and other value-led metrics. This is for keeping the product development on track and see if the work that you do really provides value.
Principle 8, Agile processes promote sustainable development. The sponsors, developers, and users should be able to maintain a constant pace indefinitely.
The importance of sustainability has only grown with time. Many of us have learned the hard way that death marches, constant crunch time leads to burnout, technical debt, and eventually project failure. This principle advocates for a balanced approach to product development, the one that acknowledges that software development is a marathon and not a sprint. It's about finding a rhythm that teams can maintain while delivering software continuously. New developments like AI-assisted development tools can help individuals and teams be more productive. Nobody knows how these tools can really replace software engineers in the future. The pace of development of these tools is fast and nobody can really tell. The scenario is nowhere next to impossible. These tools can drastically reduce the need of software engineers in the future.
Principle 9, continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility.
This principle becomes more crucial when system complexity increases. Technical excellence isn't just about clean code. It's building systems that can adapt to change, which is a sense of agility. The pace of technology change makes this principle even more crucial. Technical debt can become a major impediment to agility. It makes it harder to respond to changing requirements and adopt new technologies. We can build things fast, but need to pay continuously attention to good architecture, design, and quality in order to meet customer demands.
Principle 10, simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential.
When anything can be built fast, it is tempting to build as many features to the product as you wish. However, there's a chance that you will create a lot of bloatware. In an era of feature-rich applications and complex technologies, this principle serves as a crucial reminder. It's about focusing on what truly matters and avoiding unnecessary complexities. This principle challenges us to question every line of code, every test we make, and every feature we build. It is not about writing just simple code. It is about being mindful on what we build. Minimizing the amount of the work is about keeping your head cool. It is easy to fall into a trap of building as many features as possible. But at the same time, you will be spending time in building features that provide zero value to your customers. Yes, this is actually waste. And it is a very common type of waste as well.
Principle 11, the best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams.
Now, this principle recognizes that great innovations and solutions come from empowered teams, not top-down mandates. When the technical landscape is very complex, then a single person has all the answers. Teams being self-organized doesn't really mean that teams are unstructured or disoriented. It means giving teams autonomy to technical decisions while staying aligned with business goals. This becomes even more important as technologies and systems grow in complexities. Lately, there has been a pushback of team autonomy due to economic hardship in companies. Some could even say that micromanagement has made a comeback. To my mind, this isn't sustainable in the long run. In essence, this principle reminds us to work with our best selves and bring ourselves fully into the work and teams that we operate in. Everyone should be able to use their full capabilities, capacities in order to create great products and software.
Principle 12. At regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly.
The principle of continuous improvement remains essential to Agile success. Regular reflections and retrospectives are not just a way to improve a team. They are about creating a learning organization that brings value to the business and customers. Today, ability to learn and adapt to change is more critical than ever. Teams that regularly reflect and improve their ways of working are so much better equipped to the future. Ability to receive and give feedback remains crucial. Teams and organizations who miss this practice are more in danger in further disruption and losing their business. Alright, this concludes our study of the 12 Agile Principles. While some aspects have evolved through technology and working practices, the core principles have stayed quite relevant to modern software development as well. So what do you think? What will happen to these principles in the future as AI evolves and changes everything? We certainly live interesting times because of this AI development and other developments as well. Let's see what the future holds. Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this about software and product development and practices. Until next video, bye bye.